Honeykomb Brazy has entered a plea deal which will sit down Mobile, Alabama's own for the next 2.5, 3 years as he agreed to the sentencing. It's reduced down from what he was facing. Story goes, Honeykomb and a couple of his partners were in a vehicle together. They got pulled over. There was a firearm in the vehicle. From my understanding, neither Honeykomb nor the people he was in the car with could have a weapon. So it wasn't like a scenario where a guy could just take it and swallow that charge. I guess in theory you could have still did it that way, but it led to Honeykomb being the guy that ended up being charged with the firearm. He is a felon. That's a fair case, which means he's gonna have to sit it down for the next 2.5, 3 years of his life. Most likely there is a U.S. district deciding on Honeykomb's sentencing officially, but he did agree to that plea deal and was willing to take 2.5, 3 years of time. NBA Youngboy will plead guilty to a federal gun charge that saw him held under house arrest for more than 2 years while he awaited trial. In court documents filed last week, Youngboy waived his right to a trial in Baton Rouge, and he's actually going to get everything transferred to where he had been currently residing. A federal court in Salt Lake City, Utah is taking over Youngboy's case. If you remember, Youngboy was indicted by a federal prosecutor in 2021 after he allegedly was found with 2 straps during a September 2020 incident in Baton Rouge. He was shooting a music video. With Wednesday's plea, Youngboy is facing dozens of new state charges, though, from something that happened in Utah in April. He's got to deal with that. That's what got the case transferred over to Utah. From my understanding, Youngboy's team wanted this case away from Louisiana. His team believes there's a lot of prejudice against him in his hometown. They wanted Utah to be responsible for his fate. He's been held without a bond in Weber County Jail, that's north of Salt Lake City, since May 10th. I will give you guys an update on what happens next with Youngboy, but just know everything's being transferred to Utah as he awaits his trial. Blueface, baby. LA artist now knows his fate after a probation violation. Blueface actually called into the DJ Head Effective Immediately podcast from Men's Central Jail after he got a 4-year sentence and said, yo, I got 4 years. I got a year credit. So that goes down to 3 years, and I got to do about 33% of that. When asked how he was doing under the mitigated circumstances, Blueface said, I'm chilling. I'm in my environment. It's a little break from responsibility. I cut all my hair off. I'm back to getting the weight cracking. I'm at 180 pounds right now. I've never been 180 before. I'm about to bounce out like a Dalmatian. He admitted that to pass the time he's been watching TV, eating Doritos, and using the phone. That's pretty much it. Listen, man, to make them time and then hours pass by, you got to do something, man. I can't fault the brother. Blueface is just one of those artists that you look up and you wonder, why does the internet seem so quiet nowadays? And you look around and you're like, oh, Blueface has been away. I'm wishing that brother, a safe time while he's incarcerated, and every other artist that we spoke on, wishing them the best in their scenarios. Listen, every day is not going to be a good day when it comes to the culture. Sometimes I got to report the real. All right, it's my job to try to break down and aggregate these stories as quickly and efficiently as possible to the people, and it just is the job. And unfortunately, we see some artists that's got some followings and major success in the game have to deal with things that have happened in their life, and a lot of this is like actions of their own, right? Like, so best of luck to them dudes. Time, love, and support is what your boy would never take for granted. I don't care what nobody say, y'all. Don't talk about it's a little break from responsibility. I'm sure you're trying to be as positive as possible. It ain't nothing cool about being behind them walls. If you can, stay the hell away from it, all right? I'm out. All right, y'all, the NFL season is here. Head over to Underdog Fantasy. Use my promo code FERRO. You can already make your picks for the entire season. Here are some guys that I believe are going to have great years. If your picks are correct, you're going to win a lot of cheese. Use my promo code FERRO. Tell me when you did it. I might even give you a free copy of Madden 25 or NCAA College Football 25.